Happening here, it's a big day at the Roger Williams Park Zoo because their Komodo dragon, the only one in New England, is being introduced to the public today. And Michaela is there live giving us the first look. Good morning, Michaela.
Hey, good morning. You know how much we love animals here on the Rhode Show. We also love our food, too. So I want to give you a fun fact. Think about what you ate for breakfast this morning. Now imagine eating 80% of your body weight for breakfast and really every meal that follows. That's exactly what the zoo's newest resident can do. It's the Komodo dragon. It is so unbelievable. It's the first one in New England ever to be displayed or exhibited, I should say. And joining me this morning to tell us more about her is Dr. Jeremy Goodman, the Executive Director. Thank you so much for being here, being back.
Good morning. Our pleasure.
So tell us, first of all, let's start with the name, a Komodo dragon. We've heard that a lot. This is no fire breather, right?
No, but they are dragons, and they actually get up to 9-10 feet long, up to 150 pounds. Ours is still a juvenile. She's a little girl. She's about 4 feet only. The world's largest lizard, the lizard king, as they're also known, or in her case, the lizard queen. But they're from the islands of Komodo, which is in Indonesia, and they're only found on those islands. So any population that's on an island is really at risk because they're the only place in the world where they're found. So that's why it's important to have insurance populations in zoos.
Here at Roger Williams Park, so you guys do a really nice job of mimicking the natural environment that they stem from. So how is she being kept?
So we built this brand new exhibit, and there was a lot of specialty heating and humidity requirements for a Komodo dragon. We keep that exhibit overall at 90 degrees with heat lamps and hot spots up to 110 degrees, 80% humidity. So she's really comfortable in it. Our keepers, it's a little tough to work in there sometimes, but as long as our animals are happy, that's really what matters.
Now, when it comes to the diet, when I think of a tropical island and destination, I mean, I'm usually eating fruit and drinking pina coladas. I doubt that the Komodo dragon is enjoying some of that.
No, she's pretty small, so she eats a variety of smaller rodents and whatnot, but in the wild they're hunting down pigs and deer and, like I said, big prey because they are top-level predators.
Who is their predator then? You know, you talk about them hunting other animals. What is their threat?
It's people,
really?
as is typical with most animals. Top-level predators really don't have other threats other than people, habitat destruction, poaching, things along those lines. So it's really, you know, our responsibility to make sure that they're being taken care of and that we don't have those threats against them.
That being said, where does she and, you know, the rest of the Komodo dragons lie on the extinct scale?
So they're currently a species of concern. They are threatened. They aren't at the endangered status yet, and we don't ever want them to get to that point. So we're doing everything we can, putting protections, national parks on the islands to make sure that they never hit that, and hopefully the populations continue to improve, and we can even remove them from the threat list at some point.
And she is just one of the many animals that you're hoping to help out here at the zoo, right?
Right. Saving animals from extinction is it's what we're about here at the zoo, and educating people, letting them know what they can do as well to help. So she's just one of many species that we work with, and we're going to see a bunch of others later.
Sounds good. Yeah, he's sticking around. We'll tell you more about the Komodo dragon, how you guys can help at home, and again, as Jeremy mentioned, other animals that could use your help too.
Welcome back. As we saw earlier, the Roger Williams Park Zoo is introducing its new Komodo dragon to the public today. And of course, the zoo is home to many animals, and Michaela is there live learning more about all of their conservation efforts. Hey again, Michaela.
Hi, yeah, that's right. You just saw the first sneak peek of that Komodo dragon a moment ago. And here to tell us more about how she actually got here is Brian Lorber. He is one of the donors. Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
I want to start, where did your love of animals stem from? Was it something that you always grew up loving and caring for?
Well, when I was about 5 or 6, I guess, my father took me to the Bronx Zoo. And they have quite a reptile collection, and my first memory is of a boa constrictor, and I think I was just that was the hook. And from then on, I've really just had a love for all animals in general, but in particular reptiles.
You are a great example of what even our viewers at home can do if they love and appreciate these animals and really want to do something to keep them safe and to teach others about the importance of these animals. You can become a donor.
That's true. And I think, although I can't speak for Jeremy, he would agree that any amount is helpful, whether it's an individual or a corporate sponsor, the heavier hitters. Being able to educate the public with a wide variety of animals is very important.
Something, though, like a Komodo dragon, I mean, a lot of times we think of animals that we love, and we think of those cuddly, cozy ones, you know, even everything from dogs and cats up to giraffes or elephants or whatever it might be. Why reptiles? Why something like a Komodo dragon?
Well, first, for full disclosure, I love the cute and cuddly ones. We have a tree kangaroo right behind me who is just spectacular. So I do appreciate those. But reptiles hold a special place in my heart because they're direct descendants from the dinosaurs. Long before mammals walked on this earth, these animals, the turtles and the lizards and the snakes, were a part of the world. Now, what people don't understand is that without all of these animals that we think of as not cute and cuddly, the cute and cuddly ones can't survive because it's a fabric, and that fabric is interconnected. And if you start removing individuals that you just don't like because they're not pretty or not cuddly, then the whole system falls apart. Every animal has a place on this earth, and it's a system that has to work together.
And that's what you'll learn here when you come to Roger Williams Park Zoo. You're going to see a little of everything, and you're going to learn how they all work together and how they play a role in each other's lives. When you found out, though, that the animal of choice that you could help was a Komodo dragon, you must have been pretty excited.
Very excited. Jeremy brought it to my attention. My hope is to help build a world-class collection of reptiles and amphibians here at Roger Williams Park Zoo. The Komodo dragon came up, and we jumped right on it. It's the first one in New England, is my understanding. It's an exciting exhibit because if you look at her, you're basically looking at a fairy tale dragon. You can almost see the wings on her. She's really very personable today. She's sleeping a little bit, I think, but when she's up and active, very exciting. And if we can start this as the foundation of building a world-class collection here, that's my goal, and I hope that those people who can help out will also understand why that's important.
Well, we thank you for all your efforts, and we hope that it does continue and become what you want it to be. You can help and do your part. You mentioned those tree kangaroos. We'll show you them in the next segment and also talk about some more animals that you can help as well. Hey guys, thanks so much. We're having such a great time. Now, earlier we introduced you to the Komodo dragon, who we want to help, remain not endangered. But there are some animals here at the zoo that are endangered species. And did you know that today is Endangered Species Day? So we're bringing back Dr. Jeremy Goodman to tell us more about the importance of this day. It really is something that we should be aware of.
It really is. We got to let people know about these animals and the plight that they're facing. This is unlike Party for the Planet, where we want everyone to celebrate. This is one day we wish would go away because we wish we didn't have to educate people about Endangered Species Day. But it is important for people to know the important work that we do with all of our species. The red wolf was extinct in the wild for a while, and thanks to zoos and U.S. Fish and Wildlife, we were able to breed up a population, but it's still critically endangered.
Yeah.
Our elephants, our giraffes, they're disappearing in the wild. I mean, over 96 elephants a day are killed, and it'd be a shame to have elephants disappear from this planet, and we don't want them to become endangered. But our animals, like our snow leopards, our red pandas, they're all part of these big national and international breeding programs to make sure that these animals never disappear and become extinct.
Something that you might be aware of, the elephants and the red pandas and things like that, but there's also tree kangaroos, and my goodness, they are so adorable, but they too need your help.
They are. These guys are endangered, and they're from Papua New Guinea, and their habitat's disappearing for the timber industry, for mining, just take a look at this. How can we lose such an adorable animal from this planet? I mean, all animals are important,
right.
So it's our job to really make sure that never happens, and to educate people on what they can do, not buy certain products, help support things with ecotourism, a variety of different things and actions that people people at home can actually participate to make sure that these animals never go extinct. Your visits to the zoo accomplish that as well. You know, just learning about these animals, and every bit of, you know, your admission comes and supports and helps us take care of these endangered animals.
And now the Komodo dragon we're adding to that list of another animal that you guys care for. We really did get one of the first looks at this animal.
We did, and you know, our Komodo dragon is a perfect example of this cooperative program between zoos. Her father was from Zoo Miami. Her mother was from the Minnesota Zoo. They got together in a breeding program at the LA Zoo, where she was born, and then she was transferred to a zoo in Wheeling, West Virginia, and grew up a little bit there. And now she's here, and you know, once she gets a little bit bigger, she'll be part of that same breeding program and be paired with another animal from
What a traveler.
the zoo. So, you know, this is a truly AZA accredited zoos are truly cooperative in our efforts to make sure that these animals don't go extinct and that we're helping endangered species.
And we mentioned, again, we can't enforce it enough, like our viewers really got the first sneak peek, because in about an hour or so you'll be having a press conference and introducing the Komodo dragon to others.
Right, so you guys really were the first ones to debut her, and we're really excited to get her out for the rest of the world to see, and I'm sure our public, when they come in today, it's going to be a beautiful weekend.
It really is.
And, you know, they'll be, you know, probably 6 deep at the window trying to catch a glimpse of her.
Well, yeah, there's so much to see here at Roger Williams Park Zoo. Again, do your part. Come see the animals for yourself. Learn a little bit along the way. Don't forget to check out this Komodo dragon. She's really awesome.